What's up? What's up? This is sylabdul here for a coffee talk for another one. At this point, it's like I may see y'all every day at this point, man. This is a spot where we talk a lot of DCEU, pro-snyderverse, some MCU, some Star Wars, some, other movies, etc. It is what it is, right? Plus the business behind it. But today we got some interesting stories today. Shout out to any of y'all that caught my IG live or on TikTok or follow me on Twitter. We're going to talk some Batfleck today. And you already know Beta's like, oh, Syl, you playing with their emotions, Syl. Don't break their heart. Don't listen to them, girl. That's what they sound like. I need to clip that. Anybody else saw the Eddie Murphy film, Boomerang? Don't listen to them, girl. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. I see Jovic, Socks, Dia Plays, Prisla, Neo Sevens, Adrian, Sickness. Did I say Socks already? WMJ, Lawrence Harris, Baby Girl, what's good? Music City Soul, Dave Miller, etc. Much love to everybody. Don't listen to them, girl. That's what they sound like to me, man. The same pitch voice too. That's gonna happen. Playing with those feelings, those heartstrings, huh? Yo, when I talk about this, I'm telling you, it was when I was talking to the source, I was like, yo, you are messing with my emotions, bro. We're gonna talk about it, y'all. What's up, Lev? Don't do it, girl. Let's get through these topics real quick. Southbound, what's good? Blue hairs. Now, those that caught this story on IG, TikTok, and everything like that, I got additional information for y'all on the YouTube channel, right? So we're going to have a cool conversation about it. Real quick, for the channel, links in the descriptions for Patreon information. I have project information where they have the shoot dates and casting, synopsis, cool stuff on Patreon. On the Patreon, I had probably the first, the day the story broke out of Rebel Moon, I had the back-to-back story that he was filming it back-to-back. That was on the Patreon. So shout out to those links in the description. Discord, you already know. Shout out Sammy Snyder Queen revamping Discord. I will connect the members to that very soon. But you can, join the general forums and stuff like that right now. Link in the description. DC Snyder Facebook group. You already know what time it is. Link is there as well. Directly support the platform via PayPal through Stream Elements link or CASHAPP links in the description. Appreciate all the support we have been receiving. We've been putting in these hours, but it's all about having fun and really, connecting with the community. Shout out to Syl Nation. You already know YouTube has a super chat option as well. If you're live, super thanks option. If you're watching a replay, shout out to the replay gang. Support collaborator members level. Much love to those who's upgraded to that level. I'm going to be doing special streams with y'all. It's going to be kind of formatted almost like an open Q&A. And I'm going to have I may combine some of the support members on there. More details coming. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Let's see. Let's check what we're saying. Yeah, join that Discord. Jovic's over there. We got Gary in the chat. What's good, Gary? Are we live on your channel right now? I didn't even check if you posted that video. Heartbreaker still. Don't hurt him. That's what they telling y'all. Don't listen to him, girl. That's just what I think of when I think of that. And we have been streaming almost every day since Comic-Con. I will take a break tomorrow because I'm going to be debuting episode 3. I'm going to premiere the video. State of the Fandom, episode 3. Again, when it's an upload, it's an episode. When it's live, it's just a live stream. So 2 separate series. Upload tomorrow with Snyder Cut Brazil, Snyder Cut BR. They've been waiting for this to drop for 5 days. is happening tomorrow. Very good conversation with the fandom. It's about the fandom. It's not about anti. It's not about people outside of the fandom. We're talking about Snyder fandom, and that's what we're going to talk about. And also, it's going to be funny to hear this conversation and how hopeful we was of that Deadline article. I'm going to fix my camera real quick. We was very hopeful before before San Diego Comic-Con because of Deadline. So I'm looking forward to seeing like how stupid I look being so confident for Snyder Cut VR. That's dropping tomorrow. I'll update the time and all that good stuff. And just to acknowledge again, this has been a successful week of streams. It's really been amazing. More successful than my camera right now. It's been very, very just new audiences that we're finding, new people connecting, subscribing to the channel. Man, like I appreciate, like I said, Sil Nation is growing, and we're connecting with new people. So I appreciate y'all. The one thing I do ask, because I appreciate everywhere, anytime how y'all support the channel. We gotta get these likes up. All right, we gotta get 200 likes at least every stream. So whenever you're watching this right now, if you're live, smash that like. We got 120 in the chat. Do I gotta run those bells real quick? I gotta do the bells. All right, let's do the bells. Where we at? Eventually. There we go. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, share the video, become a member. Now, right now, StreamYard don't want you to see my face, okay? So just so you know, right? But as far as, yeah, we gotta get those likes, right? So let's smash a like, subscribe if you're not, become a member, especially if you're live right now. If you're watching this replay, smash a like, no matter where the total is at. We gotta get these likes up. YouTube gotta know that Sil Nation is supporting this channel, so let's keep that going, y'all. We had a great streak going. Let's keep it rolling. All right. Let's see what's next on the agenda real quick. Before we get into some news here. If you follow me on Twitter, it was a little kerfunkle about some spies in a DM group. I just want to kind of address this now and leave this behind going forward. Anyone that's really rocking with me and really, you know what I'm saying, enjoying the information, networking and things like that, much respect. If any of those people feel like they have to like be a snake or something like that, it's like, you know what I'm saying, you really could just fuck off, right? So we're gonna keep it positive, but like we don't need no snakes around Sil Nation. All right. So if you ain't really rocking with us, don't rock with us. And when we find out you're not rocking with us, we'll point it out. All right. So we're gonna move on from that. I'm not addressing that ever again. All right. Now Deadline, homie Gary pointed this out about Deadline. And I think that story and just reiterating what Mikey said on Scoop Center. Shout out to Mikey, my co-host. The big story is like, what's going on? What's going on with Cavill? He didn't show up. Was it staged? Was this going on? What's going on, right? I heard different theories. My theory was, it's probably a contract thing or what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But according to what Mikey was hearing, I'll kind of reiterate his report. Mikey was saying Cavill is going to be teased like from this new regime. They're going to tease Cavill just like Sony did No Way Home, or probably Marvel. I don't know. But, they're going to tease. So it's like the streets is going to know Cavill's in Black Adam, right? Just for a post-credit scene. But the general audience, they won't have no idea. It's going to be a nice little surprise when they show up in there. I got even more evidence. Obviously, Mikey talked about he's expecting Cavill. Most definitely. His report has not changed. I got other sources separate. I know they're separate from Mikey. And I'm going to reiterate what they're saying as well, too. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. But don't expect to see Cavill confirmed before the film comes out. They got 3 months before the film drops, less than 3 months. And they're going to keep that as a surprise. Now, it looked like Black Adam, The Rock was kind of caught off guard with this whole thing at Comic-Con. I'm starting to believe that was an act. That was an act by The Rock. It was staged questions about Superman. I'm 99.9% sure that was staged. And it's about teasing, but not really showing that Superman's there. I think they're going to, let's see how they execute this, right? Sony did it pretty well with No Way Home. We'll see what they do with Superman. So if you're thinking like, oh man, no Cavill, so he's done, or he doesn't want to be Superman anymore. That's a new rumor. I'm hearing out there. I'm like, where are they getting these wonderful rumors? I remember when Batfleck did not want to be Batman anymore. This man keeps suiting up. I'm just saying. We got to stop this whole thing. They don't want to be Superman. They want to be Batman. Cavill will be Superman. According to The Rock, he's a Superman of this generation. And they're going to kind of play with us a little bit, teasing it. That's the theory. We'll see what happens leading up to Black Adam. Shout out to Black Wolf Inc. He has arrived. All right. It says, one love to my dog, Sil. Shout out to you, Black Wolf Inc., man. Appreciate your energy always, man. I says, please ask Mikey if DC Studios would do phases like MCU. I'm going to say right now, no, but ask Mikey, yeah, on Next Scoop Center. They're going to, basically, it's going to be a reboot after Zack's story is done. And then, yeah, they may decide to do phases then, but not right now. They're not. No. Cavill was a canary in the coal mine test. Interesting. We'll give you a woo. Appreciate you, man. All right. Who we got in the chat here? Shout out to everybody there in the chat right now. Don't listen to him, girl. All right. Let's get to the next topic here. Hey, new leadership. Before we get to the big, I know everyone wants to talk about the Batfleck, and we definitely will. I will kind of set this up before I even get to this point. The information I have is this source was talking about the Trinity. He's like, when's the next time you see the Trinity? When are you going to see Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman? That was the question. And they reached out to me, and that's what we talked about. Now, in the midst of that, we started talking about Aquaman, and that's what we're going to, kind of clear up going forward here. So let's get into that. But before we do that, a seismic shift has happened with DC Entertainment. It's official. Now we know, this was announced, several weeks ago that, Emmerich's stepping down, some soul searching. He's stepping down, right? DeLuca and ABDUL is taking over co-leads for Warner's film division. They'll be over Warner's Films, New Line Films, and DC as well. So we will see. Let's see. Black will say, "Can I get my? You should have your rent." Okay, I'm about to say what? I was like, "You are my bro. You playing with me?" I had a head of steam. You talking about a wrench? Much love, Black Wolf. King George says here, excited for new leadership. Let's talk about this. Let me pull up this article. Shout out to my main man, Mikey Sutton, had this article out today. Yeah, he dropped this today. Let me load this real quick. I gotta clear out this screen. 1 2 1 2. All right. It's official. As soon as it comes up, it's official before that, but yeah, YouTube's very funny. Yeah, if there is any modding, I usually try to double check my mods when I watch my replay. So I apologize if you did lose your wrench or anything like that. When I do the replay, I'll make sure I know who's been supporting. I know who hasn't been a snake. So, I'll make sure you modded up if you were before. All right. But yeah, shout out to King George for this. So Mikey put out this great article. Great article. Suicide Squad 2. Producers replaces Toby Emmerich at Warner Bros. Discovery. What we got here? We know the story with Mike DeLuca, right? I hope everyone realizes he was set to produce a film with a Snyderverse producer, Charles Roven, all right? And Gavin O'Connor was going to direct it. So we understand his history. But since then, he has been running MGM Films. Now, since MGM was sold to Amazon, it was going to be less theatrical for MGM. So Mike DeLuca and his business partner, Pam Abdi, they decided, well, maybe we should get out of the, I want to be strictly streaming. I want to really get more theaters. The perfect place for theaters right now is Warner Bros. Discovery, because Zaslav loves theaters. So he picked the right spot, right? He picked the right spot to come in, and this is what we're going to talk about today. So it's official, and let's go into the article here. 1 and 2. Replaces Toby Emmerich at Warner Bros. Discovery. It's official, y'all. We knew it was coming, but now when you look on the website, they took Toby's picture off. I know some people say, well, Hamada's picture was never on there. That's true. And Hamada's actually been replaced at the same time. We'll talk about it. We'll clear this up. But Black Wolf, he said, by the way, Mikey had like 5 W's on San Diego Comic-Con. Receipts. I feel you. Skywalker the Jedi. Much love, man. Come on now. What's good, my guy? He says, I had to make up for yesterday. So glad to be rocking out with Sil Nation and Mikey Verse. Counter to beta opinions. We've never been stronger. Everywhere I look, I see us networking, working together. Can't stop, won't stop. Take that, right? I say, okay, I got influenced by some Puff Daddy there. So let's get that Puff Daddy clip. Where we at? There we go. Because, we ain't just trying to tell you what you want to hear. I know people, they get caught up in what they just want to hear. This is the motto. You just mad because I tell her how it is and you tell her how it might be. How it might be. That's how, we tell her how it is here. I was saying on IG, I was like, man, like, if I was gonna prove somebody wrong, like everything I do is in video form. Like everything I do is in video form. All you gotta do is clip a video and be like, gotcha. And for like a year, I still haven't seen that. So maybe I should just ignore them, right? And that's what we're gonna do. Shout out to Skywalker for your support, man. More to come, more collaborations with and network with other people. Arm's length, homie. That's right. So DeLuca, Abdi in the building. Toby Emmerich's picture's been taken off the website. It's a wrap. To the general public audience, it may not mean anything, but to Snyderverse fans, it has to raise some eyebrows. On the surface, Mike DeLuca is a top executive. He was a former president of production at New Line Cinema, and now he's over New Line Cinema again now, right? Also DreamWorks, and then he used to be over DreamWorks, and he was a chairman of MGM as well, as we talked about. He has impressive credentials. Zaslav has good reason to hire him. DeLuca also has comic book roots. Is a huge comics fan, especially Frank Miller's work. Apparently, this was important enough to include in his Wikipedia entry. And also, I did a separate video. People who works with Frank Miller, the legendary Frank Miller. He has like a production company or whatever he does. They were raving Mike DeLuca 2 months ago, before DeLuca was even hired. They was hearing DeLuca was going to be hired, and they were excited for just DC adaptations, according to the comic book industry. Really cool. I did a video on that as well. So that was very interesting that DeLuca is a guy who has kind of like a comic book background. You're not going to find, Kevin Feige, right? That's always a goal. You got to get a Feige. But hey, if you want someone with comic book knowledge and exec level expertise, hey, Mike DeLuca may be that guy. And he has help with Pam Abdi as well. So interesting there. We'll see how that comes about. Let's see. And Mikey mentions again he was going to produce that Suicide Squad follow-up to David Ayer, but Gavin O'Connor was going to direct it. And rumored is there's going to have Batfleck again in that Suicide Squad follow-up. Then James Gunn came in, right? Not going to say no more about that. Let's see. Oh, shoot. I just skipped something. Oh, so this is interesting. According to what Mikey's saying here, the original plan for Suicide Squad 2 follow-up to David Ayer, produced by Mike DeLuca, Charles Roven, Snyderverse producer, directed by Gavin O'Connor, possibly going to have some Batfleck, and you may have had The Rock as well. That's interesting. But James Gunn changed that. All right. That is what it is. That is what it is. So people say, okay, well, he's replacing Emmerich, right? I saw someone saying, well, Hamada's still there. Hamada's still there, right? Well, according to the reports, it is saying here that they will oversee DC. Now, before DeLuca and Abdi was hired, the report was, I think it was through THR, they said DeLuca and Abdi is very interested in DC. And Mikey reported then, he said, well, yeah, I mean, they could possibly take over the film division, but he heard they was going to take over DC. This was a couple months ago. Seems like Mikey's right again. With this official change in the exec level of Warner Bros. Discovery, Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi is not only just taking over Warner Brothers Films, New Line, but they are technically over DC right now. It does say a search is still underway for a new DC head if they choose to, if they want to get a creative to take over for DC. But currently right now, they are head of DC. As right after San Diego Comic-Con, see what happens. Again, appreciate Skywalker. Did I miss? Southbound said, I already knew The Rock was going to be in Suicide Squad 2. Well, I forgot Southbound. That was really cool to find out. Captain Boomerang. Really happy to hear this. All good things. Hamada was supposed to be our Feige. And Johns both failed, ran things horribly. Roven was always cool. Yeah, and so we know Roven has a pretty good relationship, it seems, at least business, with Mike DeLuca. Mike DeLuca's over everything now. And hey, we may get that Gavin O'Connor Batfleck project. What? I don't know. I'm going to give it a woo. It's all love, Southbound. It's all love. Hey, I heard I'm mean to my members, so I gotta live up to that. Gotta live up to it, right? Stay mean, but this is a new era. Like after the letdown of San Diego Comic-Con, where they just tried it out 2 projects when Feige went like 4 years in the future. We needed this. We needed some kind of boost, some kind of hope. We got this new regime here, and I'm excited. I'm excited for that, y'all. Let's transition. Let's transition to my report. What is it? That's what they call me, man. Oh, let's see. Oh, I forgot my Zack Snyder report. Let me do that first. Yeah, before I do the Trinity. I thought I had it's not a report, it's just reiterating something that I talked about, but I want to make sure, the audience is hearing this again. Mean Abdul. That's what I heard, man. And they got screenshots. You know what's worse than a beta? A Judas beta. That's the worst. That's the worst. Oh man. They should feel like shit. Let's talk about Zack Snyder real quick. Petty Abdul. Yeah, I am petty. Yeah, we deserve beta.
Yeah.
Beta!
One time, right? A Judas beta. Judas beta is the worst. They should feel like they the worst. Oh, Grift Abdul. Yo, don't give me a good idea. I mean, where was that? Julius Beta. All right, Zack Snyder. So before we get to, I got a Trinity. When I say Trinity, I mean the next appearances of the Trinity, because that was the point of the conversation with this source, and it became something bigger with Batfleck and Aquaman, right? Raz Abdul. It's a wrap. I'm gonna have to grow this out. Let's grow this out. Raz Abdul. It's over. I'm just gonna go by that when I talk to my members, since I'm just such an asshole to the members. Raz Abdul. Or Raish. Should I say Raish? Raish Abdul? Yeah. So Zack Snyder. So I want to reiterate, it was a very cool conversation I had with Uche the day of San Diego Comic-Con. It's probably my favorite segment of the day. I had so many different, guests that came through for Comic-Con. We were all disappointed, but we got a chance to kind of have some therapy talk. It was like a 5-hour stream, right? And then we had Film Guy up there. We had other people there. But Uche dropped some nuggets. He said he called Zack Snyder about the Teen Titans, picture, right? Let's see, do I still have that for a visual reference? Yes, I do. When this dropped Comic-Con, all right, Uche, who's has a communication line to Zack Snyder, I guess. I mean, I know he does. He says, "Yo, it looks like you working with Warner Bros. Animation. That's a good thing, right? You're repairing relationships, right? That's what it sounds like. And this may be the case, right? So separate from the conversation that I had with Uche Saturday, I'm in addition hearing that it seems like the relationship is repairing between Zack Snyder, or it has been repaired between Zack Snyder and Warner's, and it seems like Zack feels the same way. Not going to say how and why and what I saw to confirm that, but it really seems like a corner has been turned. Now, with this Teen Titans coming out, was this later this year? Obviously, they made this decision to insert Zack Snyder, months ago, right? This didn't just happen today, or this past weekend, right? This was last year. They decided to put Zack Snyder in Teen Titans. What happened last year? Well, yeah, you had the old regime there, right? But I think the merger was announced. People have to get their timelines together here. I'm going to briefly touch on this, and we're going to move on. Beginning of 2021, we was hearing, I was doing a lot of streams where Warner's, Hamada Emmerich was like, oh, y'all going to hate the Snyder Cut. The general audience is not going to like this. It was already announced. It was already coming out. HBO Max. And Warner's was doing everything to get in front of it, right? To impede it. So Snyder Cut finally comes out, right? And then Sarnoff, I almost forgot her name. It's been so long, Sarnoff. Almost forgot her name. She comes out with that hit piece the weekend of the Snyder Cut release and said, it's a trilogy. Peace out, Zach. Air cut, fuck out of here with the air cut. You know what I'm saying? We moving on. All right. So that's what Sarnoff was saying, Warner Media was saying. And then shortly, after that time, Zack Snyder started promoting Army of the Dead. And then Zack said, around like April of 2021, says, oh yeah, Warner's is anti-Zack Snyder. Right? We remember that. Now, around that time, I was doing my bourbon streams, telling y'all the Snyderverse is dead, y'all. I was like, it's over. I know the Snyder Cut just came out, but I'm sorry, guys. It's not looking good. OGs know. If you know, you know. I was doing bourbon streams back then, right? It was a wrap. And then Zack confirmed that bourbon. And that was the end of the story, right? April 2021, Snyderverse was dead. Now, I don't know if it was that same month, but Zack Snyder went on Uche's channel. Very infamous stream, right? Everybody know what happened on that stream. But the point is, after that stream, Uche made a connection with Zack, and they talked. Uche said, what is it going to take for you to come back to Warner's? Zack reiterated they're anti-Zack Snyder. This regime would not have me back at all. Zack said, but, the only way I can come back, the only way that Zack can come back, he told Uche this, if the regime changes, if the whole regime changes, everybody gets fired. The only way. A month later, the merger was announced, May 2021. I was on this channel live. My birthday, May 17th, was with MIKEY SUTTON. The merger happened behind the backs of everyone in Warner Media. I think only Toby Emmerich had a tip like a little bit before he started floating his resume out there to Netflix. It's all documented on my channel's a receipt. We're talking about all this. What's my point of this history lesson? After the merger was announced, that's when they decided, and I think according to the Harley Quinn people as well too, the new regime that was coming in was dictating a few different steps, for Warner's before they even got into the building. And all of a sudden, according to the guys that runs Harley Quinn, they wanted to put Zack Snyder in the Harley Quinn season 3, but they opted to put in the air cut. That's the interviews out there. Y'all can search and do your thing. Instead of doing Harley Quinn, they decided last year, after the merger was announced, to put Zack Snyder into Teen Titans. What's the point? The relationship started repairing after the merger was announced, just like Zack Snyder said it would. Just wanted to give you a little history lesson, but we're gonna move on. Let's catch up with these super chats. We gotta talk about this Trinity. So let's see what we got here. Much love. Bourbon streams, yeah, I know. I ain't gonna take y'all back to that. Well, hey, if it calls for it. Captain Boomerang, $5 super chat. Gunn, Gavin, Kathy tried to use Zack or David's work as well. The old regime wouldn't approve. Hoping now DeLuca is in charge, he'll be more open. I feel he will. Hey, this is the second day in the door. He has to see what's happened with Comic-Con and realize that they got to step this up. So, we'll be following that for sure in the future. Let's do some bat dance, right?
Oh, I got a live one here.
I cut that just in time. When you play that Prince song, they shut you down quick. W. Mera, 999 super chat says, if this were a duel, hiring DeLuca would be equal to drawing a dark magician in attack mode and using the magic card swords of revealing light. Now the oldest X cannot attack for 3 turns. Or how about forever? Instead of saying 3 turns, infinity. Right? It's over for the old regime. Let's do some more bat dance. Go down! Turn the music back up! Oh, son of a bitch! There was no reason for that. W. says, and now I draw Monster Reborn and bring out the monster Zack Snyder from the graveyard in attack mode and attack your life points directly. I'm saying this decision was made months ago. Now, it's interesting. Last year, MIKEY SUTTON. Yeah, that's the Scooper Supreme. Scooper Supreme. Last year, MIKEY was here and they was going to bring Zack back. Little did we know it was going to start on the animation side first. Interesting. I find it. Uche in the house. What's up, man? Drop those jewels for us this past weekend. Much love. We're going to get into this Trinity talk. That's what we need to get into, this Trinity talk. And then we'll get to the Batfleck story. I know that's why everybody wants to hear what I'm talking about Batfleck, right? Got more details about it from the Instagram and the TikTok video. So I had this source that reached out to me, right? And again, I haven't really worked with this outlet before. This, this source, as they say, sources. So I was like, yeah, they seem really confident about their information. So I was like, okay, what I'm saying, let's run it by. Let's kind of see what they're talking about. See if we got some patterns here. So our conversation led to the point where there was like, okay, I want to tell you, just when, the question is, when are you going to see the big three again? The Trinity, DCEU Trinity. When are we going to see these characters again? That seems like an odd thing to say because like we kind of have an idea, or I thought we did. So that's what we're going to go through now, and it's going to end up on the Batfleck topic. All right. So let's see. All right. So the first member of the Trinity that they wanted to reiterate to me is Wonder Woman. Now, of course, again, I think reports have been out there about this already. So I'm just kind of reiterating probably information that's probably out there regarding Wonder Woman. But, it's been heavily teased and, for appearance in Shazam, right? Shazam 2, Wonder Woman. You're going to see Wonder Woman in Shazam 2, according to the source. I was like, okay, I've heard that before, right? Like, what else we got here? Wonder Woman 3 is still in development. They have not finished the script. I'm sure DeLuca's going to take care of that. Right? So I was like, okay, Wonder Woman. Okay, easy one. That's this winter. We'll see Wonder Woman. Cool. There's Superman. Like, all right, Superman. There's a lot of reports of some faceless Superman, stand-in. Cavill don't want to be Superman no more, right? That's what they hear. He says there are more appearances. Yeah, this is just their next appearance. This is their next. I just want to make this very clear. I'm not saying this is final appearance. Just the next time you see Wonder Woman, and that was our conversation. When's the next time you're going to see these characters? Next time you see Wonder Woman will be Shazam 2. All right, we're on the same page. Let's go. Superman. I'm like, man, everyone's trying to say Superman. Cavill don't want to be Superman no more. Let me read verbatim what they said, actually. Let me see. All right. Henry Cavill in Black Adam. And they're strongly hearing in credit scene. Of course, Mikey said this last year. So like, okay, maybe you watch Mikey Sutton. I don't know. Then they wanted to reiterate. It's not a body double. It's not faceless. You're going to see Henry Cavill's face. They're very confident in this, right? Now, I know this is a separate source from Mikey Sutton. So it's nice to hear other outlets just being, as confident, right? But they're really adamant on Henry Cavill's face will be shown likely in credit scene. Lines up to what Mikey said. Cool. Goes against a lot of insiders now saying, oh, Cavill has a contract dispute, or he doesn't want to be Superman, or he doesn't. So this person is very confident in this. Let's see. If Cavill just shows up, I'll definitely be in the theaters day one. We're going to find out. So, of course, we got, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna ask that too. I'm glad you just said that. I'm gonna message them right now. As soon as you said that. Because obviously we know Mikey's report, and obviously I trust Mikey. I just love hearing from different outlets. Like, what are y'all hearing, right? Is he in a black suit from ZSJL or traditional colorful? No. All right. So we'll see. I probably won't get an answer, live on that, but we'll see. Let's get to Batfleck. So when they mentioned Batfleck, I was like, okay, Flash movie, right? Like this ain't rocket science. You figure with with this. Batfleck already shot his scenes for Flash. Let's go, right? according to the source, because of the the Ezra Miller situation, they moved the Flash film around. We all know this. Aquaman's supposed to come out after Flash originally. All right. And when that happened, we know in the Flash film, Michael Keaton is reintroduced in the Flash film, and he's going to show up in Batgirl and Aquaman 2 as well. There was recent screenings of Aquaman 2, and it has 2 scenes of Michael Keaton in Aquaman 2. He shot those scenes. All right. Now we know, since the merger was announced, they reshuffled. Just like when the merger was announced and they started putting Zack Snyder in animation. Yeah. Around that time, they restructured the film's release dates, right? Now Aquaman comes out before Flash. Kind of putting Flash like on this island, and we'll see, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the Flash. So with Aquaman coming out first, according to them, they say, okay. So before that, so there's been reports as well too. Since Aquaman comes out first, it doesn't make sense to see Keaton. You can't see Keaton in the Aquaman film before the Flash film. It's no continuity right there. In fact, those who saw the screening reportedly, they said it didn't make sense seeing Keaton in the Aquaman film. They're like, I saw Aquaman, and they may have seen the Snyder cut. All of a sudden, you got Michael Keaton. This don't make sense. So these were reports months ago that they were going to remove Michael Keaton, from the Aquaman film, and that's that, right? End of story, right? You just take Keaton's scenes out, and that's it, right? Well, according to the source, they're saying in Aquaman, it requires a Batman scene or 2 in Aquaman 2. If you're taking out Michael Keaton and you still need a Batman, who are you putting in right there? It's not Pattinson, right? Matt Reeves don't want to mix anything. According to the source, they are injecting Ben Affleck into Aquaman 2. Ben Affleck is, according to what they're saying, Ben Affleck reportedly will shoot scenes for Aquaman 2. Now, I'm going to go a step further because I said this on IG and TikTok as well. But I'm going to go a step further in just a second here. Because that was kind of nuts. That was kind of nuts. I was like, yo, because you can just take Michael Keaton out and be done with it. With the movie. But the script wants a Batman. I like this. Keaton can be Alfred, right? Now that's great, right? That's what I want to hear. I was like, you mess with my heartstrings, right? You're playing with me. Captain Boomerang. Bet that Cavill's still Superman post Flash. Oh yeah, Cavill, yeah. And we'll talk more about Cavill in the future, but yeah, Cavill's not going nowhere. So there's a lot to absorb. So I was just like, I kind of pulled. I gotta clip this too. The Jeffrey Wright Gordon. Like, are you sure? Are you sure Ben Affleck's gonna be? Are we sure about this? Right? See, I'm hard. Anyone that reaches out to me, I'm hard on the sources. Just like I'm hard on my members, I'm hard on the sources as well, right? So I'm like, yo, are we sure about this, right? And it seems to be true. According to this source. They went a step further. That's probably the last point I'm going to share with y'all today. Now, when he said, as far as again inserting Ben Affleck into Aquaman 2, let me go back. That raised up a lot of questions. Like, okay, Aquaman 2, what's going on? What's going on with the Flash film? They say they're hearing they want to keep the current timeline. Now, again, Mikey reported this a while ago that they want to at least, the Snyderverse is the backdrop in a sense. You're not going to destroy it in the Flash film. In fact, the Flash film is the film that's going to kind of deviate and go somewhere else, while the Snyderverse is still doing this thing. Shazam wants to connect to it. Black Adam wants to connect to the Snyderverse. Now it sounds like Aquaman, the film, wants to keep the same timeline, just like you see in Shazam. Does it make it Snyderverse? That's not what we're talking about today. The backdrop of these next few films will be Snyderverse. When you get to the Flash film, Muschietti's going to use the Snyderverse as a backdrop because they're going to talk about how Barry Allen turned back time, right? That didn't happen in Justice League. The Snyderverse timeline, it seems to still be used as that backdrop, right? Very interesting. And we got a few renewals of members. Appreciate y'all staying in there. W. Mera says, I use the pot of greed card. It allows me to draw 2 cards, and I put Ben Affleck in defense mode. Hilarious. We learned a lot about some Dungeons and Dragons and some kind of yeah, according to the source, they're saying, Snyderverse timeline, that's what they're using going forward. Everyone's going to kind of get in where they fit in. And then when Zack comes back, he'll finish the story. That's the part I add on because that's what Mikey said. Now, they go a step further. Here. And let me get to that part. So I was like, Aquaman. Okay. So you're very confident about Aquaman. We're hearing a lot about Mera, right? She's in the film, or it's reduced, or in some cases, she's completely removed, right? I don't know if this is like a bombshell. I don't know what it is, but I want to make sure I'm saying this properly. There's going to be additional photography for Aquaman. It's either this month or next month, because we're in July right now. We're towards the end of July, last week of July. So it could mean July or the month of August. So I'm going to give it to the month of August. There's additional photography, okay, for Aquaman 2. According to this insider, the Mera character. This is how they said it, right? And obviously I dig that for this, but it was like the Mera character is a part of the additional photography happening within this next month. Supposedly they're reshooting scenes with the Mera character. So I'm like, okay, like it's kind of like slick how you said that, right? Like, are we talking about a recast? Are we talking about a recast of Amber Heard? They don't know. I know it's like melodramatic. I'm sorry. They don't know. They just know there's additional photography set up for the Mera character within this next month. Is that replacing Amber Heard? Is that removing a plot line, right? Possibly. So I'll let that marinate, I guess, for a second, right? Because I was like, that's recast, right? You got to recast. That's what I'm thinking. You're not going to add more Amber Heard. So he goes further. He's not sure again if it's a recast. Again, he just knows the Mera character will be in the additional photography. So you're kind of changing something. You're doing something here, right? Probably removing a scene, adding something else. I hope it's Emilia Clarke. I really do. The latest Mikey heard with that, last week or two, is that it seems like this is who they want, Emilia Clarke. We'll see. Captain Boomerang. If Ben shows up in Aquaman, great. If Batman doesn't show up at all, still great. That means WBD also is against the old regime decision. Yes. And I guarantee you they are against the old regime decisions, right? Guarantee you. Adding to subtract. Yeah, add the scene and then take out the other scenes or plots with her, right? The final thing they said, because they're going to look into the whole Amber Heard thing. We'll see what happens. I'm sure Mikey will look into that as well. It's going to be cool to see what comes from that. According to the source, in additional photography within this next month, they are expecting Ben Affleck on sets within this next month for additional photography for Aquaman 2, including the Mera character as well. That's according to the source. All right. So this opens up a door, as Israel says here, perfect timing. Right now, the paparazzi's following Ben Affleck. So I was like, yo, I said, this sort, he seems very confident, right? But I'm like, yo, okay. You kind of went on a limb, like additional photography, Ben Affleck within this next month for Aquaman. So I said, yo, everybody's following Ben Affleck, just got off his honeymoon with J-Lo. Perfect timing, right? Yeah, okay, I guess. Had time to chill for like a month or two. You're going to go on set. Ben Affleck is bearded up right now, right? So as we said on IG, this is hashtag beard watch. If this source is true, now it's like at first I was like, well, you got a lot of weirdos and betas out there. When you say something about a movie that doesn't come out to next spring, oh no, that can't be true. He's lying, he's grifting. The movie ain't even out yet. You got to, watch it next spring, right? Like how can you decide something's not true until a movie comes out? That's logic to me, right? Okay. But in this case, if they're claiming Ben Affleck will be on set within the next month, Ben Affleck ideally should be shaven. He should be shaven within this next month. They always taking pictures of him and J-Lo. We're going to find out. We ain't got to wait till next spring. If Ben Affleck shaves within this next month, this is confirmed to me. So, he's expecting additional photography for Aquaman 2 within the next month with the Mera character and Ben Affleck. That's the report, y'all. That's the report. Black Wolf Inc. How to know it's true when Ben shaves his beard. I'm just saying, bro. It's a wrap. I'm going to go full conspiracy. You ain't going to be able to tell me nothing. Oh, man. Beard watch. What do we think? I wasn't expecting that final detail about, he's actually expecting, additional photography, like, really coming up like this. Like, wow. Really going out on a limb there. That's the Batfleck report. Like my guy Fatal just says, man, smash that like, subscribe if you're not. Yo, we gotta get to 200 likes, y'all. I'm just, I never tried to demand nothing. Y'all great viewers. Y'all been holding us down, especially since Comic-Con. We got 260 in the chat. Everybody smash that like button right now, please. And if you're watching this live, if you're watching the replay, I don't care where the number is at, the like number. Smash that like button, please. We got to let YouTube know that people are supporting Sylv Nation and that the hype is still carrying over after this weekend, y'all. Much love. Appreciate Fatal J. I guess, do we give him the bills? I guess we're going to do the bills. Let's do that real quick. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, share the video, become a member. That's the report, y'all. Oh, that missed a super chat. Captain Boomerang, appreciate your support all stream, man. Says, do you think Batgirl directors are necessarily anti-Snyder? I'll just answer that. I don't think they are. I don't think they're anti-Snyder at all. Do you think that they even consider calling Ben for Batgirl? I do believe that was a conversation. In fact, I was told when they reached out to J.K. Simmons that they were expecting to have Ben Affleck in this film. But according to the directors, the Batgirl film is the spaghetti verse. You know about the spaghetti verse? People think multiverse. No, the spaghetti verse.
Yeah.
Spaghetti verse. That's Batgirl. We'll see how that ends up for him, right? Much love to everybody in the chat. Any last minute comments or questions, throw it in the chat. But don't forget to smash that like before you do leave. We gotta get to 200 likes plus every video at this point, because we gotta keep the sharing out there on YouTube and doing the thing, man. Appreciate y'all support. Real talk. Thank you, Marco. Yeah, the algorithm. That's it. You smash the like button, Southbound? I mean to my members. That's what I gotta keep it up. Spaghetti verse. All right. Like I said on the channel, what to expect going forward. And again, if anyone came in late and they missed anything, Michael Keaton out, Aquaman 2, according to this report. Ben Affleck in, and then there's some additional photography with Mera within his next month, along with Ben Affleck Batman. We'll see. Is there a recast? We'll see. We're going to definitely have a follow-up with that. I promise you. Spaghetti verse. Teledia plays. Much love, much respect to everybody. As I said, for this channel, we've been cranking out live streams, like I said, every day since Comic-Con. Southbound, shout out to you. $5 super chat. Says, come on, G, at least give me credit on Beard Watch. Oh, that was you. I still quotes. Like, don't give me a good idea. I'm going to steal it, homie. You give me a good hashtag. Oh, that's a wrap. Every hashtag I use, I stole. But shout out to Southbound. Appreciate you. We'll do a little old school, not really old school, but an old clip I used to play. As we said, shout out to everyone coming through for this coffee talk. We've been going in, like I said, since Comic-Con, DC Fandom. Did you guys see that last video? I'm just playing with you. You're not a member, so I gotta be nice to you. You're not a member, so I gotta be nice. Yeah, we are expecting Fandom. Stay tuned to Scoop Center every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's what we're going to do. Updates about DC Fandom. But yes, short answer, yes, we are expecting DC Fandom. So we'll see what we got, y'all. Again, since I have all these streams back to back, tomorrow I'm going to take a day off. I'm not going to live stream tomorrow. I'm going to upload, though, that episode 3, Stay of the Fandom, with Snyder Cut BR, the fandom in Brazil. Cool stuff. Beard Watch. That's what we doing. We gonna find out. We gonna find out this next month. I'm just saying, I'm watching you. Paparazzi. Gotta fall in line, Heath. Y'all wild, man. Finny J, what's up? Appreciate all the support. And we're gonna see what we're gonna do. Beard Watch, summer 2022. Much love, Sil Nation. People's Champ. We out.
It's Coffee Talk with sylabdul. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe now.